in, this is Optibotimus coming with another video review. And thanks to the folks at Playmate Toys, today I'll be bringing you the video review of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles classic version of Michelangelo. As you can see, absolutely beautiful collector-based packaging here. I absolutely love it. You got the original animated turtles here on the side, which is what these are based off. As you can see, it's inspired by the original TMNT animated series and features it says features 34 points of articulation, not over. So very cool. And one thing that I'm already noticing, and a lot of people have been wanting this for a long time, Mikey's got real metal chains on his nunchucks. Awesome. So awesome. Beautiful packaging. I love the blister on here. You got the ooze color, you got the ooze kind of molded in. I would have loved it if that was colored. And then you have, I just think it's awesome that they got City Sewer here at the top. So very fun. Like I said, you got the animation look right here. Flip it around here on the back. You got the other figures, and again, you can see that the coloring on these toys is really more reminiscent of how the actual toys for the original series basically looked. The actual animation had this color where there was all kind of the same color in this bright kind of neon green. The toys were the ones that came around, gave different facial expressions and different colors to each of the actual figures. Now that's got some people like, well, that's not really, inspired by the original animated series. Well, it's combining both elements, and I think it works absolutely beautifully. So very cool, and I mean the packaging just screams nostalgia. This is these are figures that I've waited for a very long time. Being that the actual animation was what really got me into the Ninja Turtles. Then I went back and read the comic books. So having the NECA version of the Turtles from the comic books really is, for me, the definitive version of that kind of genre. I'm really hoping that these will be the definitive versions of the animated series. And I love the fact that they come with stands. I really don't think they need stands, but I love the fact that they do. It really adds to that whole adult collector feel. So there's Mikey. Let's get him open and see how cool he actually is. So here we have Michelangelo opened up and out of its packaging, and I'm going out on a limb here and saying that Mikey is probably going to be one of the most sought after figures out of all these classic figures. Now, I'm sure all of them are going to be sought after, but Mikey really comes with something that I think a lot of just people in general have wanted for a long time. And that is metal chains on his nunchucks. Absolutely awesome. Now, we did get these previously with the NECA toy versions, both the regular colored version and the black and white one. But this is really kind of the first mass retail release of Michelangelo that have come with this. Now, he does come with this display stand, which is absolutely fantastic. I love the way that these look. Very cool, very sewer cover-like. I love the actual textured look on it. You got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Michelangelo there. Nothing really on the back, but you got two pegs. Both can be used on the bottom of his feet, or you can just use one. I mean, you could take it, plug it in, and you can kind of position him where he's doing that, and you can create some action poses and stuff, and that really kind of helps balance him just a little bit more. But setting that off to the back here, because I just like having that show off there. As I said, the biggest draw with this guy is probably going to be the metal chains on his nunchucks, and they are actually really very nice. Like I said, metal chains. Hey, Mike. Apparently he's drunk and he just wants... I keep knocking him over every time. Stand. Really very nice. I know a lot of people have been wanting these. These are just plastic bits right here, but the metal on here just is so nice to finally actually have. And you can see they store very nicely here on the back, and you don't have to worry about any plastic snapping or breaking or stressing or fracturing, and that is so nice. So absolutely cool. Now, I mean, people will be like, why don't you put it this way? Because really, I mean, think about it. If you put nunchucks in this way, now, you then have to pull them out this way when you want to use them. If you're going to use them. But I'm thinking you'd probably want to just, like, reach down here and grab them and not have to worry about the chain. So this is how I'm doing it. I don't know. I honestly, for the life of me, I can't remember how they actually looked on the show. So I'm terrible. I have no idea. But that being said, these are designed to be just like the show. And as you can see, very nice likeness. Like the packaging says that these figures are inspired by the actual animation. But I love how they did a little bit of a hybrid on here and really kind of blended both the toy look and the cartoon to create what I really think is one of the best looking Ninja Turtle figures ever. Now that's just not Michelangelo, that's all of these guys. Very, very cool. Now when I say that it kind of has the toy look, that's really in reference to the color that he is, this particular version of green. All the turtles have a unique green color to them, and that's what the toys really had. Also, the toys had, you know, a specific face. Now Mikey doesn't have anything showing. He's just got a straight lip, no teeth showing, kind of just a normal look to him, but he really kind of looks like he's looking up. When you look at his pupils, they look like he's looking up, so it's really very kind of cool. I mean, I love the way that this guy looks. Another thing that's really kind of an homage to the original toys is the belt separates. Now, it actually doesn't... Oh, actually, wow. The whole belt does, in fact, come off. That's cool. Now, obviously, this isn't coming off here in the back, but that's really kind of neat. And I mean, it's not a problem because, as you can see, the actual shell is part of the upper section here. So you can just take this. I didn't even notice that before. You can actually take this, put this back. Now you have to line up the holes, obviously, and then bring this in, clip, and you got the belt right back on there. That is cool. I never noticed that before. That's definitely something that's awesome because you could remove the belt on the actual vintage toy. So very awesome. Now, the biggest draw on this is the articulation on these figures. It really is unmatched on any Ninja Turtle that I've ever seen. I even think it beats the NECA ones. Shh, but don't tell him I said that. In terms of his head, it's on a ball joint, nice range of motion. I do kind of like the way the eyes look because it really does look like he's looking up at something. That's really kind of neat. I do dig that. The shoulders here are on pin and sockets, so full range of motion, in, out, all the way around. He also rotates at the bicep, double joint here at the elbow. The wrist isn't, I don't think it actually, oh my goodness gracious, I just discovered this. The wrist is actually on a swivel joint as well, so you can actually rotate that. That is awesome. So very cool. I didn't notice that before at all, so you can really get some wicked reaching poses on here. That's awesome. Now the fingers, as I mentioned before on my other turtle reviews, are individually articulated. So the thumb moves up and down. It also rotates. So you can get, you know, like a pointing finger pose, I suppose. And it also, these fingers themselves will rotate just a little bit because you got this little blob of flush, I suppose, blocking things there. So, what are you going to do? Now, the upper ab has this kind of crunch thing going on, back and forth. It also rotates. You could rotate it all the way around if you so desired. I believe it's on a ball joint. I can't see up underneath there, but I really think it's a ball joint. Now, obviously, because he doesn't have the shoulder strap coming over like Donatello or Leonardo does, he has a lot more range of motion with it, but it's going to make things a little bit weird looking when you go like that because you got the yellow color really kind of getting contorted on the whole thing. Now, one of my nitpicks was the way that the hands are designed here. The other one is this thigh swivel. As you can see, the hips up here are on ball joints, so they rotate perfectly fine just as they are. I mean, and they go all over the place. But he also has this thigh swivel, which is really kind of hard to do because, like I said, when you want to rotate it, the whole section up here rotates. But in rotating this, you really get this ugly look on it, and I don't understand why they have that joint there. Not a fan of it, really, and it's something that I really think should just go away. If they're going to put an extra joint in somewhere, I would remove that, and I would come down here to the ankle and actually have given it one of those rocker joints so that you can get real wide poses. But his knees are on double joints, so nice range of motion there, back and forth, and they also rotate. And like I said, I would have liked it if you could have gotten a rocker in there, but the toes are individually articulated, so you can make his toes curl if you really wanted to. I mean, the articulation on this is just sick. It's phenomenal and seriously very, very impressive. Now, this particular one, it looks like his leg is a little bit bent inward. You can kind of see it. I might have to freezer that just to kind of keep it straight, but in terms of definitive versions, this guy is it. This is the best version of the cartoon Ninja Turtles that we've ever gotten. By comparison, this is the NECA black and white version of Michelangelo, which is the definitive version of the comic book series. This is absolutely what Michelangelo should look like. And as you can see, he does have the metal chains on his nunchucks as well. Now, I'm a little bit curious just to kind of see which is a bigger set. So, we have, yeah, the Michelangelo one from the new Playmates line is bigger, but when you consider the size of the figure, this really does kind of make sense. It's something that really is kind of in scale, inaccurate, I guess, but when it comes down to it, it doesn't matter. They're nunchucks, they're real, they're not going to get damaged when you store them up here on the back. Absolutely wonderful. So very cool. Now, Michelangelo is sure to be a fan favorite amongst all old school Ninja Turtle fans and new Ninja Turtle fans. The very nature of the guy and his party attitude just appeals to so many younger kids. And without a doubt, this guy is going to be flying off the shelves. If he's not the first one grabbed, I would be amazingly shocked. Now, him and his 3 other brothers will be available next month at all major retailers. And for some people, that might be a little bit too long to wait, especially seeing how very cool these figures are and how great they can actually be posed and displayed. This is a wonderful time to be a Ninja Turtle fan. So stay tuned, guys, because the future's only looking better. So thanks for tuning in for this look at the Michelangelo figure from the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Classic line. And until next time, this has been Optibotimus. I'll talk to you later.